All right, all my Detroit Piston fans and all my Detroit fans, all my Motor City Sports Talk fans, make sure you guys go check out Piston Mike. We got him over 100 followers, so make sure you check him out. Everything Pistons, man. He gonna hold it down and do his thing, just strictly on the Pistons thing. You know, I got the Lions and Pistons, but man, we always trying to help people get their channel up. Let's get them to 200 next, 300 next, 400 next, 500 next, and let's get them all the way to a rack so you can start making that bag. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you go over to Piston Mike as you see it on the screen. Let's get them to 200, then 300, then 400, then 500, and the whole shebang. Peace. All right, Ben Wallace enters the Hall of Fame. Appreciate it, everybody, for tapping in. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Share the video, man. Let's talk about Wallace. Being a Hall of Famer, obviously, great career in Detroit. He gets into the Hall of Fame. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. Sources: ex-Detroit Pistons star Wallace, part of the Basketball Hall of Fame of class of 2021. Remember, right now, the class of 2020 going in: Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. Obviously, Kobe Bryant was put in there because of what happened. Former Detroit Pistons star center Ben Wallace will be inducted into the class of 2021 for the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. A source told ESPN undefeated on Saturday. Wallace and the entire 2021 class will be announced on Sunday at the museum in Springfield, Massachusetts. Wallace was best known for his defense, as was a four-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year. Former HBCU Virginia Union star, won an NBA championship with the Pistons in 2004 and was a four-time NBA All-Star. He has his jersey number 3 retired with the Pistons. Wallace began his college basketball career at, Suwanga Community College in Ohio before transferring to Virginia Union, where he was a first-team Division II All-American 96. After going undrafted by the NBA in 96, he played for the Washington Bullets/Wizards, the Orlando Magic, before becoming a star with the Pistons. Detroit Pistons all-time leader in blocks, also played for the Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers. Wallace is currently co-owner of G League Grand Rapids Drive and has coaching aspirations. And I think he'd be a great coach because he had to really, really work hard, man. And and they said Greg Popovich mentions the San Antonio Spurs game to attend Tim Duncan's Hall of Fame enshrinement. And, Greg Popovich, man, I love Greg Popovich, dude. If we, if anybody we was going to lose to in 2005, it had to be Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. And, you got to remember, Ben, his career, it was detour after detour, man. And his numbers may not look that impressive. And he played 1,088 games, averaged less than 6 points, averaged slightly less than 10 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and a lot of other numbers. But, you accumulate what he did before, and when he was with Detroit, he wasn't a scorer, I mean, he had 5 minutes, almost 17 minutes, and almost 30 minutes a game with Washington before he left. And then in Detroit, he had 4.8 his first year, 8.2 rebounds, 1.6 blocks, and you keep going, and he the second year of Detroit, 6.4, 13.2 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks, and it wasn't, he couldn't measure his impact in Detroit and his meaningfulness with points. When he was in Detroit, his heart, his determination, and in the way he deterred people. Because you look at today's basketball, right? There is no centers no more. You don't have to go through Dwight, Ben Wallace, Kareem, Bill, Wilt, Hakeem, Ralph Sampson when he was healthy, Bill, go it down, Big Bill Walton, Shaq, Ewing, Mourning. I mean, you name them. Big Country, Rick Smits, the Davis brothers, Antonio Dale Davis. I mean, Sam Perkins, Vlade Divac was solid, especially his early years. Cheers for Sacramento. You didn't have to go through that no more. Think about it. Every team in the league had a really good center. You think, every team had a hell of a center. I'm trying to think of other teams. You look at Theo Radcliffe. Every team had a hell of a center. You have Mutombo. Let me not disrespect Mutombo. It was tough. It was legit tough back in the day. It was legitimately tough back in the day to go to the rim. Now you see LeBron waltzing to the rim. Easy money, man. I don't know how LeBron would have dealt with Wilt and Shaq at the rim, and they don't play that way no more, And Ducksworth, you had Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, sheesh, Jermaine O'Neal. You had some others, man. Remember Brian Grant, Eton Thomas. I mean, it was hard to get to the rack. It was hard to get to the rack. Brendan Hayward. It was hard to get to. You don't have those guys no more. Jordan and Dirk Nowitzki took away the 5 single-handedly. Jordan, showed the 80s that you no longer, in the 90s, you no longer need a big man to win a championship. That was just as significant as Dirk sitting out there shooting threes. And everybody see Dirk shooting threes, but don't understand when Dirk back motherfuckers down and consistently back people down, that's when the Mavs won championships. So it's a lot different, man, because the Ben Wallace era is gone. No matter how close it was, for a lot, it's gone. Basketball changed that much. In the 90s, it was about hard grit defense, even though they took the hand check away. The early 2000s, it started to turn. It started to be superstar calls for just more than Jordan. It started to be superstar calls for Kobe, Tracy McGrady. Superstar calls started to creep. And then you look at the other thing about it is when San Antonio and Detroit, was contending to start winning championships, winning the West. They changed the defense again. So you went from hand checking to they started to win more points. When you start seeing a end of a third quarter 50 to 50 something with Boston and Detroit, they wanted more points. So then they kind of turned again. The defense went down again. You know what I'm saying? So you got the 80s where the defense was hard. 70s it was even harder. So you go down to the 90s, they took hand check away. Superstar calls with Jordan mostly and the Bulls. Go to the 90s, now it's, they didn't know how to rep check. Now it's, Vince Carter, Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson to get those calls. But, now they take hand checking away. They want more points. And then in the 2010s, that was the most significant, change of events. They just took defense all the way out and motherfuckers shooting 500 free throws. Every star player in the league, not just top. It was just Jordan and then everybody else, It was Kareem, man, Kareem and everybody else. Magic Bird and, now you got LeBron James. Okay, LeBron get treated like a king. Okay. But now you got, some of the guys starting to hang a little longer. You got guys that's no longer top 15, 20 guys are teetered around there. Dirk Nowitzki. You got guys, James Harden, that started to get calls when he arrived in Houston. Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving starting to get calls when LeBron come back. Who else you had out there? Tim Duncan starting to get calls. And it was like, superstar calls just became contagious. And now it's 30, 40, 50 players deep. Everybody got a max contract. That's just so contagious as everybody got superstar calls. And that was two of the biggest things in the 2010s was all the top 20, 50 players started getting superstar calls progressively through the 11, 12, 15, 2019, 21. And they took away defense. But, Ben Wallace, I think he's one of the few guys who legitimately can be the same defensive player in 04, 05, 03, and 5, and 6 and continue in today's game. Ben Wallace's defense was predicated on technique. It was predicated on, off-ball defense. Legitimately, he would make it tough for LeBron and those guys going through the hole, and Dwayne Wade as well. He would make it tough for those guys, and Ben Wallace doesn't exist anymore. Lonzo doesn't exist. Mutombo doesn't exist. Rick Smith doesn't exist no more. As far as the Davis brothers, those players don't exist. But you talking about legitimately Ben Wallace still being. I think today he was invaluable. You see the numbers Draymond Green. But Draymond Green didn't have the impact that Ben Wallace had. That's a fact. Draymond Green did not have the impact that Ben Wallace had. Even though these numbers not that single triple, Draymond not a better defender than Ben Wallace, Mutombo, Albert Robertson. I think Sidney Moncrief, him and Robertson, I get mixed up. He not better than the Davis bros defensively. Ben Wallace held on a prime Shaq. Say what you want to say. 1-on-1, he did his thing. It was just like, we going to let Shaq and Kobe get theirs and take everybody. Ben Wallace said, shit, Shaq ain't really, we going to slow Shaq down a little bit. And that's what it was. Ben Wallace, is if you building a team, you don't want a team without a successful team. You don't want a team with Allen Iverson, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, Reggie Miller, Tracy McGrady, Jason Kidd. You don't want to literally. You're not when you building the ideal team. You don't want 15 players that superstars that need the ball in the hand. You do need players that are glue guys. You need players that get the dirty work done. And Detroit 3 title runs and success was guys that did the dirty work. Guys that didn't need to get was scared to get their hands dirty. Guys that didn't need the ball. You know, Ben Wallace would probably go on the all NBA team as far as with Mutombo, with guys that legitimately didn't need the ball. And he's part of an all NBA team, 3, 4, 5 that you want an ideal team with a balance. You don't want too many scores, but you need glue guys. Him and Mutombo, Dwight Howard. I think Alonzo Mourning in his prime, out of prime. Those 4 or 5 guys will legitimately not have the ego and play the 5 position and doesn't need a plays call for them. They're glue guys. And you need those guys to have a successful team. And that's what we love in Detroit. You know, before Ben, I think it was a Junkyard Dog, Theo Red. We love those guys. You know, and Ben Wallace deserves this. And remember, the Naismith Hall of Fame is the accumulation of your career. You know? So it's just not, you know, NBA. It's no NBA Hall of Fame, which I think they should do one. It's Naismith, it's your collective. It's everything you've done in basketball, high school, college, other leagues, you know, CBA, whatever you call it. It's literally just everything. And Ben Wallace is indicative. His numbers might not show it, of a Hall of Famer, a guy that worked hard, a guy that took detours, and you know, legitimately came to the league and you know had to wait his turn and did his thing. So shout out to Ben. We love you, Ben Wallace. Nah, I missed that. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request, all my social media links in the description. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Best way to donate, share the video. Let me know what you guys think. Congratulations to Wallace to get in the Naismith Hall of Fame. Peace.